Naughty boy.
Sounds, are there sounds?
Would help actually put it on the right camera, wouldn't it? Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Take off my loop a minute, put it on the door. There we go. How's everyone doing today? Everyone doing fine, I hope? Oh, it's been a manic day, didn't it, Lou?
Busy, busy today.
It's been busy. You all right on that camera? Yes,
I think so.
Yeah, you look okay. Good, yes.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you all hear us? That is the main thing. Really sorry about the late announcement of our Q&A. It's been one of those days today, isn't it? You're a busy morning, and then I thought at 5 to 4, have I actually scheduled this Q&A? And I realised I hadn't, so then I put it live, and that's the reason why a few of you, or in fact every single one of you, didn't get a notification half an hour before to say we were going live, because that's the half an hour before we weren't going live. But anyway, that's enough of that. Good.
Phil is saying, Phil on Gold, it was me asking about today's Q&A on the phone this morning. Oh, Phil, you should have said.
Someone rang then. This is a Q&A.
And I just said, yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were, I'm sorry.
She said who you were. Sorry, I'm just drinking a cup of coffee.
Andrew, I've got work to do.
Oh.
Come on. Yeah, everyone's coming on saying hi. Christine, yeah, sorry you didn't get the notification. Amka saying, belated happy birthday, Louise. Thank you. Yeah,
I do apologise. It was a bit late. We had a lovely lady come and see us today.
Yes, we did.
From New Zealand.
Absolutely, yeah.
We've had someone from New Zealand come and see us. We've had someone from Australia.
I thought
Kevin.
I thought he was New Zealand as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, I apologise for that.
I might, because I remember thinking that's coincidental, isn't it?
Yeah, but lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet everyone who's been coming to see. They all got to sit at the bench here and had the photographs done and everything else. It was really good. Yes, it was lovely to see people, lovely to chat, lovely to find out what their journey is, what sort of jewellery they make and so forth. And that was absolutely lovely. So yes, absolutely fantastic.
Good.
We got one from, yes, there are monthly drawings for members. I think there's one out at the moment for September to win a disc punch. What's that thing called? Jump ring maker and something else.
Very good.
But the monthlies are still going on. Yeah, sorry we haven't been sort of actively announcing that. But behind the scenes, yes. I think next month, October, I think we've got a pendant motor. I think we've got a flex shaft, courtesy of us.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. So
I didn't know we have.
We've got a flex shaft going out for next month. So,
Good. Ooh.
So it's been a really, really busy month with members joining as well this month. So,
but is there anyone else who gives you more? Monthly workshops, monthly live workshops, direct support, monthly giveaways, as well as
your beautiful face every Monday Q&A.
Over 1,500 instructional. How many? Probably 16, a lot more than that now, actually.
1,600.
Is there anyone out there who gives you more?
No.
For as little?
And I can honestly say, no, there's nobody that gives you more than what we do. We're on Q&As.
For as little or otherwise, actually. I shouldn't just say for as little.
Yeah,
I mean, just anyway.
Even if we were charging
regardless of cost,
some other people £470 a year. Sorry, seems like a month. Per year, that no one else gives you what we give you. And I think we offer fantastic value for money. We're always here to have a chat. You can even come and see us if you're in the area. All these goodies every month, workshops every month. How do we find the time to work? Have a proper job.
That's the problem.
It's a proper job, yeah. Yes.
Good. Good. How are you, Susan?
So everybody, I will say it on here now. So if you're not a member of At the Bench, pop along to atb.yt. There are little iPhone lavaliers.
A what? A lavalier?
Called it lavaliers.
What's that?
It's a wireless microphone.
Oh, I thought you'd left me a little prezi on my desk then.
No, they're called this lavaliers to go onto the iPhone.
Right, okay. Yeah, sorry,
Right.
I digress.
So atb.yt/99. So anybody who is not a member of At The Bench, atb.yt/99. You've got 5 days left to get membership. It's a back to school membership, because with everybody going back to school and going back to university and so forth, taking up education and learning something new, we thought it'd be a good opportunity to do a back to school membership.
It's a good time, isn't it, to start something, because like you say, the kids, if you have young children or children who are studying, then it's a good time, isn't it? Because and the nights are drawing in, so it just want to stay home or stay in, and yeah. And it's a good time to start. I mean, it's always a good time to start. I certainly wouldn't wait for weather, but yeah, it's a good time to start. Now we got the offer on, particularly.
So yeah, with everyone going back to school, back to university, as Louise says, it's always a good time to start to learn a new, not necessarily a new hobby, but new techniques, improve your techniques, learn something new, projects and so forth. Can't quite see it green. www.atb.yt/99. And also we've got rolling mills on the store as well.
Yes, that's the new news. That's the exciting news.
Something really good, really new. So we've got Durston's rolling mills on the store as well. So again, we've got a domain, atb.tools.
So this is exciting, because if you're an At The Bench member, you get percent? How many percent?
You get 10% off tools, but we can't offer that on mills. We're going to have to do that at 5%.
Well, that's still a big saving.
5% on the savings that are already there, yes.
Excellent. Well, that's good.
So we price match to Cookson.
Yep.
So whatever the rolling mills you see on Cookson's, I think we've got the £1,000 ones. If you don't do it yet, but we have to arrange a code, then enables you to get 5% off Durston rolling mills. So we can beat Cookson's prices by 5%.
And the other thing that we can offer with a rolling mill is we've put together a little bit of a training package. If you're a member of At The Bench, you will have access to these films anyway. If you're not a member of At The Bench, you will get a training suite to use with your rolling mill.
To learn how to
get the best out of it.
Doing texturing, doing draw plate, rolling texture plates, melting down your scrap, recycling your scrap, so you can get started straight away wondering, oh, what should I do with my mill? Oh, I look at the films, my gosh, we can make down a bit of silver,
you can start
a bit of sheets.
Making it work, its money back straight away by following the training films that come with the mill. Yeah. Like I say, if you're a full member of At The Bench, you get access to these films anyway via your membership, but we've set up a special sort of access
or package.
If you're not a member, so you can still have access to these particular training films, but you do get your 5% discount on your mill if you are a member.
Yes.
So
but I haven't sorted that out yet.
Not yet, yeah. So, yeah.
Hang fire.
Kind of thrown you in it then, haven't I?
Yes.
So we're really excited about that. And the other thing that we can offer that other people who sell rolling mills directly can't, or we don't sell them directly, we sell them via Durston, is we can offer help and support with using it.
Yeah.
So absolutely. If you've got a technical query about it, you can go straight to Andrew and we can get some advice for you.
Any problems with it, you can always come to us and we can sort that out for you. Absolutely.
Cool.
Excellent. Anything else we need to say? No.
It's the final of All That Glitters this Friday, so it's going to be our last Friday night after party.
It will be. Exciting times.
It's exciting. I'm gutted. It's all over. It's over too fast this year.
It has seemed to have flown by this year. Last year, perhaps it was because we had 1 week off and then we had 2 in the 1 week, I don't know. But no, it's been really good. I've been really enjoying it. It's interesting to see the person who you expect to be at the top is not always at the top, and it's chopping and changing and so forth. And I think it's a bit of a nail-biting finish this coming Thursday. So I'm really looking forward to the final of All That Glitters. Don't forget, it's on BBC 2, 9 p.m. Thursday, and also available on BBC iPlayer if you want to catch up on that. Again, Friday we'll be doing the day after party, so stay tuned for that. I need to get that sorted out. Darth, thank you very much indeed for that. Really do appreciate that.
Oh, that's kind. Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, we're going to come back on our all the glitters after party, which will be Friday at 5:30. And as usual, we're going to be going through all the items that they make, and I don't know what to do yet. So I'm maybe thrown something to ask.
You don't have to worry about that, Andrew, do you?
I don't have to worry about it. I'm quite confident in my skills and abilities. So
no need for that kind of sass,
Bring it on.
Right, I will.
Bring it on. That's what I like to say. But bring that on. So we'll have to see what happens on Friday.
How can I top it now?
Don't know. We are. There's a couple. When we did the soldering the pearl upon the link, we're taking that out of the day after party, and we're going to just produce that as a little bit of a standalone film. We're going to put on YouTube. Also, last week's with these setting the stone in molten metal. We're going to take that little section out. We're going to chuck that on YouTube as well, and have to see what happens this week.
But can't wait.
It's going to be a good one. So everyone, BBC 2, 9 p.m. Thursday, the final of All That Glitters. You've got Piers, Jack, and Emma are in the final.
So exciting.
Wait. It's going to be a stressful time. Shall we start?
It's not going to be stressful. It's not going to be stressful. Well, it might be stressful for you Friday night.
It may be.
Depending on what will be fine for you to demonstrate.
It'll be stressful for the contestants. I'm sure it will be.
That is true. That is true enough.
Right, should we start the Q&A?
Yeah, go on then.
All right. It is Monday, the 26th of September. It is 4 p.m. Time for our usual regular Q&A session. Apologies for coming on a little bit late with the announcement of the Q&A, but we are here and we are timed. So Louise, let us have a first question, please.
Okay, Jew Bar is saying, do you have any burnout suggestions for castable resin? I seem to get porosity unless I use wax models.
At the moment, we do not cast our own resins. I am looking at the Elgu printer that I was told about at the show, so I'm considering getting one of them, and then I'll be able to have a play. I was chatting to a guy a couple of years back who gave me some resins, and I asked him what is the burnout cycle for these particular resins. He said it's no different to wax. I cannot vouch for that because I have not used them. So unfortunately, I cannot offer you any advice, but I'm sure with all the different resins that are out there, there's going to be some information regarding those resins as regarding burnouts. When we do wax, we do a burnout literally within 8 and 9 hours because we only do small little flasks. So I'm going to have to invest in my Elgu printer to see if we can have a go ourselves, and then I'll be able to report back to you then with exactly how things go. But I'm afraid I can't advise you at this precise moment, but I would say check out the manufacturer's website of the resins and they should be able to help you. But I can't help you. Sorry. At the moment I can't. But give me a few months and perhaps I can.
Okay.
Yes, Lou.
Susan is... Susan and I've been talking over the last couple of weeks about glow-in-the-dark gemstones.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and they're so cool. I've got a couple of pictures. Susan's saying I'm turbocharging the glow gems. I've got some pictures. If you don't mind me showing them, Sue, just give me a go ahead in the chat if that's okay. But obviously, if you don't want me to, I won't. But I wasn't sure what you wanted me to do with the photos, but they're super cool. Kristen is saying, while I search for an analog dimmer plug, all seem to be too high tech. How fast is too fast with the hammer hand piece?
Excuse me, analog dimmer, you can buy them, yeah, my birds fell out. You can buy a rotary dimmer on Amazon. I think I put it on, I can't remember actually where I put it now, but it's on atthebench. But you can get a plug, it's a rotary dimmer. You plug it into your main socket, then you can plug in your flex shaft into it. It says 5,000 revs. I don't have my hammer handpiece up here, unfortunately, but I find that if you spin it fast, it doesn't give that push. It just Miss Jones. It just like rocks and just like very slightly vibrates. But if you do it slow, it'll. This is the action of the hammer handpiece, yeah. It'll dum 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 dum, and you have it. And if you can sort of, I don't know, I can't explain that, can I? So, if you're stuck, send Louise an email here, and I'll send you the link to Amazon for the little rotary dimmer control. But I can't. This is the thing. Without a handpiece, I'm not going to be able to. It's not going to work. So I do apologise. But get Louise's email here. Email Louise and I'll send you a link to the rotary dimmer on Amazon. That's what I got. But it's just... So if you can sort of... Too fast, it doesn't work. Effect, but slow and short, and it should be a lot better. I'm going funny today. Louise,
Going funny?
Going funny, I'm going funny. Yeah, should we have another... Can you make a video on making potassium with gold cyanide for plating? I won't be able to do that, I'm afraid.
Stop racing ahead.
Sorry.
Naughty. Penny's saying I'm definitely not getting the most out of my rolling mills. Would you like me to, because you have access to the films that are included in the training suite, so I can send you the links to them if you like?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, let me know if you want me to send them and I'll do that for you.
I think it's just managing to come up with some ideas, isn't it? Just come up with some ideas to utilise the mill. We don't buy metal in all thicknesses, in all the square wire, in all the different sizes. We literally perhaps will buy 1.5mm sheet, then perhaps we will buy 3mm square wire. And from that 3mm square wire, we then can use the rolling mill to roll it down to 2mm. You can do some D-section, you can do some rectangular section. You've got a quite thick sheet of silver, you roll it through. So I'm always the person who is rushing to get a job done because I've left it, okay? And usually when that happens, it means that I can't order something in time, or I've got to pay more money to get it by the next day to get it done in time. So what I would do is then order a whole load of metal, but in big, thick sizes. So then I can come along with a rolling mill and just simply roll that down to whatever size I want to use it. And I can do it now, I can do it there and then, rather than having to order it. So that's the good advantage with the rolling mill. Experiment with some textured pieces, some back plates that are textured that you don't necessarily see from the front, but you can see from the back. Just experiment, play around with it, a little bit of copper, you can buy copper fairly cheaply. Melt a little bit of silver down, melt it into a ball, put it through the mill, make it into some little rectangular ingots, put it through the mill, experiment, play with it, and you'll find that you'll get a lot of use out of the mill. As I said, downstairs in our workshop downstairs, we use the mill literally every single day. A job just now. We looked at it ready for tomorrow. Have to make up some links for it. They're D-section links. We have to remove 3 damaged links. We have to make up 3 links. They're D-section links, 1.8mm in width. So I've got Rebecca melting some gold down. She's going to be rolling it out into some square wire, 1.6mm. She's going to be put into the D-section, and we've got the wire exactly what we need for the job. Realised that we didn't have the wire beforehand, that's why she's rushing to get it done for tomorrow. But all these things we always use the rolling mill for, and we just don't stop using it. So yes,
that's okay. I did remember something I did want to mention.
Yes.
And it's, if anybody's interested in learning about lab-grown diamonds, there's a very experienced gemologist called Julia Griffith who runs a training school called the Gem Academy. Mm-hmm. And I follow her on, keeping you up, Andrew.
I try to yawn quietly so no one can see me, but thank you very much.
I follow her on YouTube, and she's absolutely fabulous. Her teaching is great. And she runs courses, day courses, and online courses actually, but day courses is the course I'd like to attend in London. There's one in October, which I can't attend. I'm not sure if that's full or not. But if enough people are interested, she's going to run a course in November. So I'm telling you all about it for purely selfish reasons, because I want there to be enough people to attend the course in November.
Yeah.
And it's identifying lab-grown diamonds, which for me is really important as a buyer and seller of pre-owned jewellery. And we saw at the exhibition, didn't we, that they're just here to stay, aren't they? So... yes, if you're interested, register your interest, please, and then maybe we can go.
Pop the link, pop the name in the chat.
Yeah, I'll find that and I'll put it in the chat. But it's you guys are probably there we are. She's a laboratory grown diamond specialist, but she is obviously a fully qualified gemologist and gemology teacher as well. So. Don't register your interest if you're not going to come, though, obviously.
And also, she's got a Facebook page just on the search as well.
Yes, yeah. So find out a little bit more if you're interested, and I'm gonna come up to the Big Smoke for the day and learn about that. So yeah, and there'll be somebody that you know on the course then as well. Me.
You.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be really cool.
Very good.
Yeah. Suppose you want another question now?
Do.
Yeah, is that all I needed to say about that? I think so. Yeah.
But I think knowing the thing is knowing all about, because the problem is lab-grown diamonds are indistinguishable from, I'll say indistinguishable, using the normal loop, I suppose you could say.
Well, I don't know enough about it. This is why I really desperately need to find out.
Diamond testers.
The diamond tester won't.
Exactly. So relying upon simple gemological tests and equipment is not going to tell you if it's a real or whether it's lab grown. And the problem that you've got is if something is lab grown and then it is sold as a real, that's when the problem.
Well, they're all real.
Sorry, mind.
Yeah.
They have my terminology right. That is when the problem starts. And what you'll find is that perhaps the second-hand value of lab grown is not as great as if it was a mined diamond.
Yeah.
So people could be easily passing off lab-grown diamonds as mined diamonds to unsuspecting individuals, hopefully gaining a greater second-hand value.
Because I was when it all first came out and we all started to find out a little bit more about it, I was of the understanding that all lab-grown diamonds were inscribed on the girdle, and that's not true, is it? No. So if only life were that simple, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yes. So this is the problem I think we are all going to have further down the line when there's unsuspecting individuals who have bought diamonds thinking that they're mined diamonds but they're not, and then they're sold on again as mined diamonds but they're not. This is when the problem happens.
Well, this is why we really have to jump on that bus now.
Yes, and that's the reason why you're going on the course in November.
Hopefully, if it goes ahead, Yes. So
if you are interested, anybody in the UK...
I'll put the link up, so find out if you want to find out some more.
Register interest and see if...
Give Julia, the Gem Academy, give her a follow on Facebook. I think she's on Insta as well. I follow her on Insta, and if nothing else, it's all her content is really interesting and definitely worth watching. Yeah.
Let's have another question, then, Lou.
Okay, cool. How far did we get? My chat's jumped again. Sorry. Did the burnout question, didn't we? Yes. Analog dimmer. Christine's saying, love the interviews you did with the contestants last season. Yeah, they were fun, weren't they? Have I missed a question? I don't think so. Victoria's sent me some pictures. Have I missed? Susan saying yep. Is that yep? I can show you photo, Sue. I hope so. And Victoria. I've got two photos to show you actually. Great. Okay, cool. Okay, Phil is saying, I want to set a cab from underneath. Any tips or ideas, please?
From underneath, it would have... The good thing about this is that you can make the bezels really, really thick. And I think... it's a lot more awkward to do this way because your cabs are like that, or perhaps a little bit more even than what mine are there. So the idea is if it comes up, the setting has to have the same profile on the side, doesn't it? Here, this profile here has to be the same profile, the same curvature, and if it isn't, you're going to have unsightly gaps. I think it is a good idea. The bezels then can look really, really thick, and then you can make little tabs that hold that underneath. This way's been quite popular for things like really thin type settings, like stamped out settings. What was the question, Lou? I'm off on one here now.
Hang on. I'm just looking for the... I've just remembered something else I've got to tell you. Go on. Sorry, it's going a bit disjointed.
I think it's a good... On me personally, I don't think I would try it.
Set a cab from underneath.
Yeah. I wouldn't try it because the accuracy relies upon this area here. Yeah. Where the bezel meets the stone. That is the problem you're going to have. I suppose what you could... I'm just thinking now. Even if you had like a flat plate and then you put your cab underneath it, you're still going to have this unsightly edge here. So perhaps you would have to take that off. I suppose, okay, I'm thinking, okay, you probably can hear my brain going. You could get a rectangular plate for argument's sake, okay, and then make a hole in the middle and then set the stone from underneath. And that would be the section then going through the hole and taper the edge. But this area here with the joint where the cabochon meets the bezel is the most important edge. And if you can get a nice tight fitting against that cab, it's going to look great. If there's going to be gaps, it's going to look ghastly. So personally, I wouldn't. I would set it from the top. I'm not quite sure what else to say, to be honest. And then you've got the problem then how to lock it all into place. If that was nice and thick, you then would have a little tab to hold that in place. I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this, but I think you can do it, but this joint is going to be quite awkward to do. You'd have to experiment. You'd have to make sure that your cabs are nice and even. If there's any undulation in the cabs at all, the cabochons, you're never going to get a nice even joint. So if the design calls for this and setting no other way, yes, but I think I would still go down the traditional route and set it from the top and burnish the edges over personally myself. I don't know where I was going with that, so I do apologise for that. Louise, let's have another
I'm going to show you Susan's cabs, glow in the dark cabs. So what we have here, you're just
no.
Yeah,
yes.
no. I'm just saying you have to wait for my signals because I don't want to disclose any.
No, am I on that?
Yes,
on now,
you can.
Yeah?
You can go on now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is agate hollowed out. I don't think it's hollowed out actually. I think that she said there was a pocket carved in the agate, and it's cemented to a mother of pearl backing. So it's an agate doublet. Here.
Okay.
So there's some sulfide in in the carved out portion of the agate. Look at that! Ta-da! That's so cool. Do you love it?
It's ideal with Halloween coming up.
Montana agate. It's good, isn't it?
That's really good.
Is that what you were referring to, Susan? It's cool, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Can we do it?
Got no sulfide. But yeah, got no equipment to hollow things out. No, won't work.
Okay, that's that then.
It's got to be like a wheel, carbon wheel, something like that, strong to be able to do it.
Get one then.
We can experiment. Yeah, we go all the time. We all the time to play around with this.
Okay, off you go then.
But going back to Susan, flat top cabs work well as well. Yes, they do.
It will be mega bright with new stuff. Oh, cool. Isn't it cool? I love it, I do.
It is good. All right.
Does the glow in the darkness deplete over time, or?
I don't know. Because you used to get the radioactive stuff to go on the hands of the watches, didn't you?
I don't know. Is this
No, this is safe. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the radioactive what's it called? I can't remember. Well, they're luminous, yeah. Luminous liquid you can buy. But I don't know whether that's radioactive or not.
You hopefully can't buy it if it's radioactive in this day and age.
Everyone, come out and buy it.
No.
Joking.
Right. Are you off my computer now?
Yeah, I'm on
okay,
you now.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
That's good. Okay, there we are. Brilliant.
Let's go. Next
Did you want another question? Okay.
Yes.
Can I just show you? Victoria sent me a picture of. Don't.
I haven't yet. It's okay.
Up, 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 up.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm on your multi-view so I can see your screen on my screen.
Okay, good. Good, good, good.
Yeah. Can I show now?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Please be my guest.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is...
This is Victoria has... on Friday you demonstrated the casting a stone.
Oh, yes.
Directly into
pushing
the...
stone.
Yes, the metal. And this was the result.
Hey,
How fabulous.
Can you zoom on that for me?
Yep, sure can.
Nice one.
Gorgeous,
Excellent.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I like the contrasting texture.
And it's like stone set pebble rings.
Yeah, isn't it lovely?
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
I love it. Cool.
Well
That's a
done.
really good result.
Yeah. What stones did you use, Victoria?
I think
Or were they,
she
we
was
were talking about
talking
CZs?
about using CZs, yeah. That's a lovely result. Nice one.
Yeah.
Fabulous, love it.
So you do like that?
Yeah, that's really
Nice.
cool.
Very good.
Okay, am I off now?
Yes,
Can I?
you're off.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, before I close my emails, I'm just gonna read a question.
Yes.
If my computer catches up, come on, you silly thing. Mark sent me this question last week.
Oh.
My son has asked me to fix his gold necklace. The bails on both ends are wearing where the jump ring attaches and the lobster claw latches onto as they do, but both are hallmarked with and some kind of maker's mark, so want to keep them. Is there a way of repairing them without replacing them?
Yes. The majority of these little chain ends, as they're called, they're almost like that. Some have flat ends like this. Like that. And then you simply fold it in half. Yeah, and that's folded in half like that. So you fold them in half and you attach them over the end of a chain. The majority have all got 375. I must get a new pen. I say this.
Oh, I wrote that in my diary
single
weeks
week.
ago. I was going to get you a new pen.
37. There we go. The majority are all stamped 375 anyway. But if you want to, these ends here always wear really, really thin. So it depends on the thickness of these links. A lot of the times when it comes to real heavy ID bracelets, gents, heavy curb bracelets, the ends are always nice and thick and they always wear through. We don't normally replace them, we normally repair them. A lot of time you can. It's easier for me if I got a picture, but I haven't got a picture. So there's a little tab and it comes round and it's usually broken, yeah. And here's the other one that comes around. Yeah, so that's, and then it wears through here, and the ends come together and they're broken. Oh my gosh, Andrew, how can I draw this any better? I can't really, can I?
Get a tidy pen. Be a start, wouldn't it? Just saying.
All right, very harsh that. Okay, so it always wears through. What you can always do is come along and just overlap the ends a little bit. So this end of the chain is here, this is the chain, the ends come along like this. You'll overlap that bit, you'll overlap that bit, and then you just solder this area because you just overlap the ends you have. Like that. You've overlapped the ends and then you flood that area with solder just to build it up. If these end pieces are really, really thick, what I would do is bend a little curved piece of metal that is like that, and then you'd solder that then onto that piece that goes behind, and you'd solder onto the chain end to give it a little bit then of thickness, and that would come around like that there. Does that make sense? So yes, they're worn, they come together, they don't meet. You can obviously then put one over the other like that and then flood the area with solder, or buy a new one. They've normally got 375 stamped on it, or make the end that looks like that. I can't get it out of my head how it's supposed to look. If I had a picture, I could show you a lot easier, but that's the way that I would definitely do it. Louise, do you have another question?
Yeah, okay. Claire is saying, is there a simple, inexpensive way to change silver to look a gold colour? I'd like one granulation ball to look like it's gold.
So it's one granulation to make look...
One granulation ball to look like it's gold.
So you want gold plate in solution? Yeah? Is that what...
To look like it's gold, yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say you can buy some magic rhodium, but that will turn things white.
Yes. That's not what you want.
Read out the question again for me. You want to turn a silver ball gold?
To look gold. To look one... Change silver to look a gold colour. I'd like one granulation ball to look like it's gold.
The cheapest way to do it? Get a little bit of gold and make it gold. That would be the cheapest way, because no matter what you do, it's going to wear. If it's going to be on top of a ring, on the side of the ring, the wear over a couple of days is going to wear the top off and the silver is going to appear through from underneath. The quickest, easiest, surefire way that you're not going to have that piece coming back is to get a small little bit of gold. You could even buy a bit of casting grain. A 1 gram of casting grain is going to last you, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 little granulation balls. You lost the pen.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do, is buy some casting grain and then just melt that casting grain down. Or if you've got any little bits of chain, you can melt down into a little ball and you can solder that onto the piece. You can get, if it was white, if it was yellow gold and you wanted to make it look white, you can buy what's called magic rhodium that you can just paint on with a paintbrush and then buff it with a cloth, and it actually rhodium plates the little place, the area that you put it onto. Vice versa, if it's silver and you want it gold, you can buy a gold plating pen, but the problem is then it's only a plating. As I say, it will wear off really, really easily. So the cheapest way of doing it, buy some casting grain, melt down in gold and put it on. That would be the cheapest way.
Okay.
Otherwise you're going to get a customer coming back saying, oh, my gold balls turn silver. And then you go...
Replate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, gold ball, definitely.
Okay. Jimmy is saying, do you think a draw bench is important for the small shop?
Depends on what size wire you want to... I've got a draw plate around here, I have, yeah. The best thing to do is to buy a draw plate. Don't buy anything too thick, too big a hole in it, because you have to physically put it through. If you've got a vise, you can put the draw plate in the vise and get a pair of tongs and pull it through, or even a pair of parallel pliers or self-grip pliers, and you can pull the wire through. Anything bigger than 2 millimeters in diameter, you're really going to have a problem trying to draw it through the plate, because you just don't have the pulling power. You know, as I always used to say, before I had a draw bench, I used to put it underneath my shoes, put the plate under my shoes and pull the wire with the plate behind, underneath my shoes, so I can pull the wire up. I did that for so many years because I didn't have a big enough vise. These little vices that just clamp onto the bench are not going to be strong enough. You need something like a 4-inch vise that is clamped onto a bench, that is perhaps bolted to a wall, that is not going to come with you when you pull. So that's what I would do. You can buy little draw plates, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds, something like that. No bigger than 2 millimeter hole, and you can get away with that, not a problem. But the draw bench is a bit of a luxury, but if you're pulling down wire that is bigger and thicker than 2 millimeters, then a draw bench really is beneficial to you. But to start off with, no. Just get a draw plate. Yes.
Good. Kenneth is saying, I bought doming resin from Resin 8. Should I use the normal resin for the first layer to contain the cremation ashes, then use the doming resin for the final top layer?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally, yes. Because yeah, the doming top layer, I think if you've got the cabochon kit, I would line I would have your final finish first, because that's going to be the curve, and then you would put in the resin mixed with the ashes after that has set. So when you take it out and turn it over, the clear dome, the one you put in first, is the final. So in one respect, the dome, I'm trying to say, I'm having problems with my words today. So that's your mould, okay? You then fill the mould down with clear. Okay, so that's your final finish. Do it first, and then you can pack in then the resin with the ashes in, because then when you turn it over, you've got the final on the top that's going to be nice and smooth. That's your final, and this is your resin with ashes. So that's the way I would do it. Absolutely. Yes, Ken, well done. Yes, Ken.
Good. Sandra's saying, any thoughts on whether to go for a GRS Micro or GRS Micro XL block or the old standard? We'll use one for setting and engraving.
This is the thing. If you're engraving anything but rings and pendants, definitely I don't have it here, it's in the other one, the GRS, the micro ball. Definitely the micro ball, not the XL. The micro ball is all you need. But I personally, I'm looking around here to try and find something to show you. I would buy, bear with me a second guys, okay, I got it around here. Let's have a think. Here we go. So I would, first of all, you are limited with the ball because you have to hold onto the ball with one hand. What I would do, it depends upon you, I would buy the GRS Benchmate, okay? This is, for me, when I bought this, was an absolute game changer, all right? Because you have the little plate on your bench that hooks onto that, and you've got this now that, so I can get the close-up camera on this, you've got this which will hold the rings, and I've got a different attachment on here to put the rings on, all right, here. But the advantage with this is that you can release this on the bottom, and you can buy, have I got it down there? I should have it down there. This will come out, and then you can buy, for instance, this little thing, which is a simple block with this attachment, and that will go in, it'll lock into place. Okay, so now you have got what held rings is now holds this. And from here now, if you wanted to put pins into this to hold a plate or a St. Christopher or some thermalock, you can put thermalock onto here, and then you can warm it up and put your pendant or whatever it is into here, and you're still using the GRS. And the advantage with this is when that is on your bench, it is like this, yeah? So then you've got both hands that you can work on it. You can hold on to it, you can turn it, you've got this, and it is completely held. You can take one hand off and just push on it. Do you know what I mean? It's far more, that's the wrong thing I'm looking for, there we go. It's far more versatile than a block. The advantage also with this is, and if I can quickly find it amongst all my tools down here, can I find it? Can I find it really quickly? Can I find it? Can I find it? No, I can't. I think Rebecca's got it downstairs. You can buy almost like the little micro ball top with all the little holes in this attachment. So it's about £200, that would be, but it's the same type of top here with a little vise. So it's a mini micro ball top section, but to be able to put into your GRS Benchmate. And for me, the Benchmate, when I bought it, my setting just went sky high. It was brilliant. It was so fantastic because you're not having to hold the ring clamp with one hand and try having the engraver with this hand. You can keep both hands free. The number of times the ring rotated and slipped in the ring clamp and I caught myself, I punctured myself, I got marks all over my hand where the graver went in. But with this, it is completely solid, and the advantage with this is, again, you can have it, and you can, let me try and, There we go. You can move this around, so you can move this in whatever direction you want. You can angle it forwards, backwards, sideways, every which way but loose. Cue for something. But definitely get this. So a micro ball would be my last purchase. It is good, but it's not as good as something like this, which you're going to find far more versatile. So this is the Benchmade Encore. There's a QC as well, and I think I also had the basic version as well. This is the QC. This is the Benchmade QC. It comes with these little attachments, almost like a ring clamp that goes in it. It's for me, it's a no-brainer. And then you can also get these little attachments as well to go with it. So don't get the ball, buy a Benchmade. You certainly will not regret it. An amazing, amazing purchase. Yes, Lynn.
Good. Sandra's saying, I'd like to include a strand of small stone beads in silver chain bracelet or a segment within a chain. I've never strung beads. What's the best quality stringing material, non-kinkable?
Okay, what would you recommend?
Well, I use...
What thread have you got? Silk?
Griffin silk.
Griffin, that's it.
It's all at home though at the moment, so I can't show you, but it does depend on whether you're going to add knots. Are you going to knot between the beads or not? Mm-hmm. Because they come in a wide variety of thicknesses, and somebody once told me that you should know, actually, if you did you buy the beads? Because if you bought the beads, you should know the size of the ball, shouldn't you?
The hole?
Yeah.
The ball, yeah.
So you can match the thickness of the thread to the hole.
Yes.
And somebody told me if you're going to knot them, it's got to be approximately like 75–80% of the width of the hole.
Okay.
But as long as it's holding the knot,
yes,
and not slipping around, then, because there's no point putting a knot there if your beads are going to slip around. But you know that straight away when you add your first knot if the bead falls through.
Slips through straight away. Mm. And then you have to finish it off, and there's various ways to finish it off using French wire or the little clamshells. I
like the French wire. So yeah, if you're going to use, if you're not going to use a clamshell, but you're going to attach the silk directly to your finding, you do need that little bit of gimp or French wire. Otherwise, your silk is going to wear through.
Mm-hmm. You can buy tiger tail.
I think somebody mentioned tiger tail.
Yeah, which is like a steel wire.
I've never used tiger tail though. I might have to get some actually, because I've got to make you. I've got some tiger's eye, haven't I? You fancied a beaded necklace, and we can't find one that you like. So yeah, I've got to make you one. So I've got the beads.
So tiger tail is steel coated in plastic.
Yep.
But the problem is then you have to have a different type of fitting to go on the end. You have to fold it over and it crimps. Mm. Book up there. This should show you.
Are you going to try and sell my copy of something again now? I've noticed there are 3 copies here.
I think it has it in there, doesn't it?
Tiger tail?
I think that has tiger tail and also has.
This is a fabulous book. Even tells you how to clean pearls in here. Crimp beads. Crimp beads are little rings used with tiger tail or monofilament for finishing and securing the ends. The tiger tail is threaded through the crimp bead, through the clasp ring, and looped back to thread through the crimp bead again. Mm-hmm. Needle nose pliers used to squeeze the bead flat on the tiger tail to hold it tight.
So
yes, good.
That's available on our store. There you go.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Also, if you use the silk, run a bit of wax over it. Oh, I've not done that, Tanya. That sounds like a good idea.
Yes, but there's lots of things in there, the ways to finish the ends. Yeah. So what's the book called again, Louise?
It's called Beads.
Beads. The Art
of Stringing, and it's very good. Have we got this in the store?
Site, I think we've only got 3 copies left of that one.
Yeah. It's just really clear diagrams. Simple. Yeah. That's what you want, isn't it?
Nothing fancy, just nice and basic, easy to understand.
Yeah. Sometimes the more things that are in the background, the more confusing it is. But yeah, it's just clear and simple.
Paul.
Hiya, Paul.
Good, you could join us. Thank you so much indeed. Where are you to? Which part of the world are you in at the moment? Because you seem to be, every time I look at your posts, you're everywhere. You're all over the place. You're doing safari. You're here, there, and everywhere. So we were impressed with your travels.
Yeah, definitely. Sandra's saying, I've never heard of French wire. French wire is it's like a tube.
Coil?
Yeah, it's a tube of metal, but it's like made up of round. So it's like a spring that doesn't spring. if you pull it, it stays open and doesn't spring back type thing. And you thread it over your silk and kind of loop it back on itself to make a loop to stop your thread rubbing against your finding, if that makes sense. Have I explained that properly?
Yes.
Otherwise your silk will just wear and wear and wear against the metal, but it protects the silk from wearing through.
It does.
This is very important.
It does. Very good.
Yeah.
Let's have another question, shall we?
But some people call it gimp.
Yes.
I like to say French wire.
French wire sounds
A bit more refined, isn't it? yeah. No, they do.
Yes, they do, yes.
Okay. There we are. Delmar is saying, Louise, I sent you a picture of a bracelet I made on my 8th month of making jewellery, wondering what your thoughts are on it and if it went through. I didn't get an email through from you, I don't think. So if you resend it, we'll certainly take a look. Sorry about that. Louise at andrewberry.co. I just assumed everyone knew my email address. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, please do, but we'd love to see it. Susan's saying the new material has a life of 30 years and glows for hours after charging. This is the glow-in-the-dark cabs. I love it. So exciting. Okay. Susan suggested foxtail or box chain for the beads.
Yeah. Providing the hole's big enough.
Chain, of course, that will give the fluidity movement I would like. Guess it would have to be very fine. Is the one stronger than the other? We've threaded beads on a chain, on a curb. Yeah, it was, oh bless, it was a plastic beads that a lady's granddaughter had made, and she wanted to preserve it, didn't she? Because the thread had gone a bit stretched and wambly. So yeah, we threaded it onto a silver chain for her, and she was pleased. But we had to get the right order. It was really stressful, wouldn't it? Otherwise the granddaughter would notice. It was so cute.
And the problem you got with chains is that you have to finish the ends, and then you may have to solder it, and then if you try and solder it too close to the beads or plastic beads, they would melt. But we're very fortunate we got a lampet pack that enabled us to close that off. But yeah, very good indeed.
Good.
So another question.
Good. The tool forms the crimps into a very nice ball which blends so nicely with the beads. Cool. I might have to get some tiger tail and try this out.
We have the beading clamps here.
We've got the crimps, have we?
We don't have the crimps, we've got the pliers.
Well, that's a start.
Yeah, there's a pair over there actually.
Okay, good. Susan saying, I use both to bead foxtail and box. Seems to last longer. I stopped using cable flats because it stretches over a year or two. Okay. Good. Okay, Vaughan Green is saying, on a bench mate, if I only buy one ring holder, which is better, the vertical or the horizontal one? I was looking at the space it allows to set a stone.
Okay, so definitely go for the one on the side, which would be that one there. Okay, the side one is the best. It's going to be a lot better, a lot easier for you because of the different mandrels. If you have them on the side, in theory you can turn the whole thing on its side this way to work at it, but for me I don't ever do that. It's always that one is what I would use, or just simple, the one that comes along, just a clamp. It looks a bit like that, and then the ring goes in the end. But definitely do that, yes. There's not much point going for the one that enables the rings to slot over the top myself, unless you're actually doing some diamond setting on the edge of rings. That'd be perfect, but that would be better, yes.
Good. Just noticed the QC has a curved arm as opposed to the QCX, which is slightly straight. Which is better for comfort?
It doesn't matter.
For comfort. Which do you find more comfortable?
I suppose this one that has this curved arm here is good because it allows you to have a bit more perhaps space if you're wanting to come round and you're not really catching it. I got this one, and I've also got the original that has a shorter little extension on it. I go for this one. I think this is the QC. They're both pretty much the same. Why I've gone on to you, Louise, I don't know.
I'm glad I was paying attention.
So yeah, I think this one here with this arm is going to be beneficial, and because you can also release these two Allen keys here to drop it down if you wanted to have it coming down at an angle this way, or if you want to tilt it and you can have it further upwards. So this one with this handle, this arc here, for me, is going to be the better. Yeah, so that's it. Let's have a next question.
Good. The puppeteer is saying, I was melting silver the other day. Both crucible and silver were hot. Then the molten silver swelled up and exploded. Ooh, why would that happen?
You have most probably got some...
No, go on.
Go on.
No. Go on, you do it.
You had your hand up in the air. Go on.
No.
No, go on.
I'll tell you if I was right and what I was thinking afterwards.
You've got an air pocket underneath your molten silver, or you've got something that is hollow that is not allowing, obviously when you heat up a small little area or in a large area, the air expands, and if the air cannot expand and be released from the hollow object, it will explode. And sometimes that happens if you have some beads,
anything hollow,
beads, ball earrings, something like that. We've got to make sure, even creoles, anything like that is hollow, you always got to make sure that you cut them, break them, cut through them.
Do you flatten them? Will that?
Yeah, flatten them. Whatever you
enough?
do to reduce the fact that and make a break in it so the air escapes.
Let the air out.
Or you've got your crucible that is like this, and you've got a pile of silver on top, but there's a little area underneath, like that. So what I always try and do is never cram too much silver into the crucible. Always start doing perhaps 5, 6, 8, 10 grams and add a bit more, and then as I'm going, I always make sure that I always try and swoosh the crucible round, move the crucible so the silver moves, and anything then is likely to come up then to the surface. But under normal circumstances, it should not happen.
And always wear your eye protection.
Always wear eye protection.
Even if you should be being extremely careful, but yeah, always wear eye protection anyway, because obviously you didn't expect it to, for that to happen. So, but were you okay? As long as you were all right, then exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
great. Thank you for mentioning it, because it's an important.
Yeah. You could even
thing,
get something like a graphite rod and put that in the crucible, or we can even get a piece of lollipop and put it into the silver just to swish it round. And the problem is then the silver has to be molten to be able for you to do that, and by then it could be too late. So never pile the crucible full of metal. You're likely to get some air trapped, but put some in, then add some more, and add some more gradually over time. Yes, Lou.
Okay, so it's a worry, isn't it?
Yes.
Okie dokie, how far did we get?
I'll quickly jump ahead. I think Tanya was asking about when to use the solder. Really quick. Your first solder joint, you're making a ring. The first solder, I won't bother drawing this. You're making a ring, if it's a wedding band or a plain band, something like that, I would use a medium or a hard solder. So the hard solder melts at the highest temperature. So you got hard, medium, easy. Never use extra easy. It's not hallmarking quality here in the UK. So the first joint is always going to be a hard solder if there's going to be multiple joints. Then once you've used your hard solder and you're soldering something else onto it, then perhaps you would use then a medium solder that would melt at a little bit lower temperature, and then perhaps you come along with them with adding more embellishments or adding a bezel or something like that. You would then use an easy solder for the last couple of solder joints that you use. So hard, medium, easy, highest melting point, medium melting point, lower than all the three. The variation between the three melting points isn't huge, isn't great. So you still may find that a joint may come slightly fluid if you're using the next solder down. But don't forget also, if you've melted your solder and you've got the solder joint and it melts at a certain temperature, when you come to heat up again, that solder will not necessarily melt at that same temperature. It will always melt at a slightly higher temperature. So you can use two hard solder joints near to each other quite safely if you've got really good torch control. So don't forget, hard is high melting, medium is a medium melting, and easy is a lower melting point solder. Sorry, I went ahead, but I thought I'd just get that in.
No, you were bang on actually, because that was the next question.
Good.
Good. Okay. 4K Cone Love. Tiger tail is strong, so strong you can tie a knot inside a large enough bead tip as well. And tiger tail comes in different thicknesses.
Nice, good.
Cool. Sandra said I'm booking a flight to Wales to use your PUK. Good. Julia's saying last year I did some water casting with fine silver and made organic bezel cups.
Nice.
I tried to repeat a few weeks ago and just got random shaped blobs and the silver sparked a lot. Is this overheating?
The whole idea of casting with water, there are so many variables. It could be the temperature of the water, for instance. Sometimes a very, very cold with ice cubes produces a really good cast. There's so many variables. The height will produce different results. The speed that you pour it out will produce different results as well. So there's lots of variations. I've tried it and I've never been able to get the same results every single time or even the next time because of all different variations. Perhaps the water may be very deep, it may be very shallow the next time, so the metal hits the bottom before it is completely solidifies. I don't think it would necessarily overheat. I don't understand how it would spark. You may be melting something else down with the silver that would cause it to spark. I think you can overheat silver, but you'd have to have a really, really hot torch, something bigger than these guys here, that would really overheat the metal. So I don't think that would be the problem. So you'd have to experiment with different heights, different temperature waters. Yeah, that's about it.
Good.
We got,
Okay.
very quickly, because we have to end very shortly. Gillian's asking about workshops.
Mm-hmm.
Should be one next Monday. We're going to be doing one on spinner rings.
Yay.
We haven't done anything, we haven't done many projects or anything. We've done an awful lot of techniques, but we haven't done one on projects. And I know a few weeks ago people were having problems when it was on all the glitters about flaring the spinner rings, and a few people asked, how do you resize spinner rings as well? So I think we're going to be covering that, various ways to flare spinner rings, just plain flared rings. We're going to be adding spinnies, the spinners on the spinner rings as well, and we're going to be doing a few little techniques on how to do the flaring, because everyone's having problems with that.
Good.
That'll be next Monday, but we haven't announced it just yet. We haven't done anything yet. It's been a really busy weekend for us, but that'll be very, very shortly over the next few days. That'll be on socials. Yes.
Good.
Any more questions?
Dubstep Hero, I'm working with Ethiopian opal. Do you have to put some kind of sealant on it to keep it from getting wet?
Nothing you can do. Because we've used Ethiopian opals in the Welsh range.
Yes.
And as soon as it gets wet and you wash it or whatever, it absorbs the water so quickly.
Came back though.
It looks
Well,
awful.
in our case it came back.
Came back, yes.
But I'm not saying that will always
Be the case.
be the case, so don't assume it's going to come back. But
Yeah.
if you seal them, does it? Are
I
they
don't
going to
know
look?
how you can seal it. I don't know, because
Yeah.
you're never going to seal it completely away from the elements. So, don't know. Don't know what your answer would be. Perhaps use a different opal if you can, perhaps. Don't know. Don't know. Anything else before we go? Because we're going to have to disappear. It is now 7 minutes past 5.
Is it really?
Already. I don't know where the days are gone.
I love this now. Everyone's talking about beading.
Perhaps you could do a workshop on beading.
No.
Okay. Monday.
I've been doing a Christmas bauble, haven't I?
Yes.
Yeah. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to take as well. I thought 1 hour now I'll have this done. 3 nights later. But it's so relaxing, isn't it?
I don't know. You seem quite stressed out. I can't work this out. You saying?
Yeah,
Is that 7 beats,
don't
6
tell him
beats,
that.
5 beats? I can't get to it. Is that back? I can't understand.
That's the star. I'm stuck on the star.
The star is very hard.
The star,
isn't it?
yeah. Well, you had a look yesterday and you couldn't work out the
I
star.
don't know what the hell you're on about, to be honest. It's a bit complicated for me. Give me something simple.
You thought it was going to be easy.
No, I never thought that. At
No,
all.
you walked up, you looked at the book and you were rolling your eyes and then you were like, oh, I don't know.
All right, we're going to disappear. We're going to go.
Good. Don't forget to like and follow the Gem Academy on Facebook. And if you're interested in attending the course on identifying lab-grown diamonds in November, register your interest. It's in London. Have a day in London.
So Louise is going to have a day off.
Yes, hopefully.
Yes, so register your interest on the Gem Academy.
Yes.
gemac.co.uk.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Thank you. I pay attention. So everyone, thank you very much indeed for today. We got Friday, our All the Glitters Day After Party. Don't forget, BBC Two, Thursday, 9 p.m, the final of All That Glitters. Who is going to win? We should be taking bets, shouldn't we?
Yeah, shall we?
We should be taking bets.
Just in the workshop, Dan. We can't obviously run a bet, can we?
No,
that's illegal.
Illegal, yeah. So,
perhaps we could. Perhaps we'll do something. I'll have a think.
Perhaps we can post out a little bit of a quiz, not quiz, a bit of who do you think will win to all the members of At
I
the
think
Bench.
we did this last year, didn't we?
Whoever wins, we pick, and they win something. I don't know.
Okay,
we
we'll
can do that tonight.
I am working tonight, actually.
All right, we're going to go. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget, Friday, 5:30 p.m. for our day after party. Then we've got a workshop then next Monday, which is all going to be about spinner rings. You've heard it first. We haven't done the graphics for that yet. We haven't even organised that yet. That's going to be organised over the next few nights. Anything else you want to say, Louise, before we go?
There was something and it's just gone out of my mind.
Okay, good. Let's go. So yeah, we don't know. Is it going to be Emma? Is it going to be Jack? Is it going to be Piers? We don't know yet.
We'll have to wait and see.
We're going to have to wait and see who's going to win. But we will obviously...
Who do you think will win?
Me? Oh, okay. So next 5 minutes we'll talk about this. Okay, so I think for his technical ability, Piers. Because if he's a jobbing jeweller, he understands technical abilities and he's got his hands on so many different techniques. Right? So that's if it was just on technical ability, I'd say Piers. If it's on design, innovative design, I would say Jack and Emma.
This is where it gets interesting now, isn't it? Because it all depends on what they're given to do.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
Yes. And I don't think Piers has the design flair that Emma and Jack have. And that's not being nasty, but he had admitted that.
I think they're all coming out of it stars anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're just amazing.
Yes. So much. Yes. It is. The founder spoke. It depends upon what they are given to do.
Yeah, it does have it is literally...
And it can be anybody's game. I think you may be surprised.
I can't wait to see what happens.
All right then, Louise. Say goodbye, Louise.
Goodbye, Louise.
And we shall see you all Friday for the day after party, 5:30 p.m. Go up on social and don't forget, join us for Monday for a workshop. Paid members of At the Bench get the workshop for free. If you're not a paid member of At the Bench, it's going to be £15. Just keep an eye on social media and you'll know all about it. But everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy what you're doing. We're going to have a fun week and a fun week next week, but further details will be following on over the next few weeks. So everyone, enjoy yourself, and we will see you Friday for the All That This Is Day After Party. Everyone, take care. Bye-bye.